If we need to research, analyze something, some sort of investigating, you'll want to do it earlier rather than later today. Okay? Our minds will be very sharp as we start the day. But at the end of the day, or by the day's end, we could find ourselves drifting into meaningless daydreaming and definitely not accomplishing anything that we have made planned on doing earlier in the day. So sit back, relax, and let's explore the cosmic energies. And together, we can gain an understanding of how to embrace this energy, utilize this energy, and move forward today and every day. Hi, I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and welcome to your daily focus for July the 26th, 2023. So, thank you for being here, and thank you for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. Now, we'll start with the numerology. Today, we have a 26 energy. The 26 energy is about successes coming in. The 26 energy, it's a definite representation of how much work we've put in, on how much of a reward we'll see because of our work. So if you've just started out, then you may see something small come into your path. But if you've been working really hard at something, you may see some great rewards under a 26 energy. That's when promotions can happen. Stature in the community is raised in some way. If we do a 2 plus a 6, it's an 8 energy. Now, 8 is abundance in our pocket, but that just doesn't drop in our lap either. The 8 energy is about embracing our strength, embracing our courage, and taking a risk on ourselves and our dreams and our goals and our desires, and walking with a sense of integrity while we do just that. Now, if we look at the numerology of the day, it's a 7 plus an 8 plus a 7, which is that beautiful 22 energy coming to gift us today. So things can happen very quickly in our lives today. When it comes to successes, you just don't know what's around the next corner. So get excited about today. It may ask for us to deal with some extra challenges. Okay. And they're more like little mini tests just to make sure that you've got it, so that when you hit this at a larger scale, you easily sail through it. So trust me, whatever you went through was to save you from really not being able to control your world or control what the events that might happen in your life going down the road. So we have been preparing ourselves. So the 22 energy comes in and gifts us in some very incredible ways. The sun is in Leo, the moon is in Scorpio, so same as yesterday when we talk about the fixed energy. So we'll be more tried and true in our approaches today once again. And we want that balance. We want that balance of fire and water. I think yesterday I said our mind, but it could be our actions more with fire. I thought about that after I had said it. So, but we don't have any actions till our mind gets involved. So I'm going to stick with mind, but it's more of our actions than just acting. Right? We have to go with the flow, but sometimes we got to get a little bit closer to the shoreline, hang on a little bit, and think about what we're doing so that we're not just going with the flow, right? Fire comes in to kickstart us, to move us forward, to think beyond the possibilities of yesterday and start looking at the possibilities of your tomorrow. Now, when the moon is in Scorpio, we are motivated by a desire to get to the bottom of things. We scratch beneath the surface. We go in search of the truth. And we are the mystic. The death and rebirth in different areas of our life are in our control in some way, in some small fashion. So it's allowing for the transformation of ourselves, of a stronger self going forward. Now, the Scorpio moon is actually sextile with Mars this morning, so that brings in that beautiful energy for research or analyzing something, some kind of strong, purposeful kind of work. However, as the morning starts to turn to evening, Mercury and Neptune are talking in the sky, and it's not going that well because we will all have some form of, brain fog. Okay, decisions are not easy to make. We may waver on things that we normally, easily be able to make a decision on. Now we're wavering on it for some reason. We lose our confidence, and perhaps we might even feel an uncertainty in thinking or talking about any sort of action plan going forward. So we can feel our minds drifting. We can be daydreaming instead of dealing with the task at hand. So if you can delay any major decision making for a couple of days, that would be best. But don't fall victim into thinking that in some way your brain is failing you, okay? Um, so often as people start to age today, they start looking for that absent-mindedness, or you forgot this, or you're daydreaming again, and you completely forgot about that. You let the dog out and it's been an hour, and oh my gosh, the dog, right? We're going to have this kind of brain fog. So a lot of people do fall victim into thinking that they're not as sharp as they once were, and that's not the case at all. Okay, it's Mercury and Neptune not getting along up in the sky and kind of sending this energy down to kind of scramble our brains for the day. So, if you have to make some decisions, then oxygenate yourself, right? Get that blood pumping, get some oxygen, deep breaths, get that oxygen going, get that heart beating strong. So it's sending that oxygen to your brain to clean up a little bit of that brain fog. But, just know that in a day or two, you'll be right as rain. So it's just the energy of the sky. Because I think, once you get past, that 30-ish, maybe into 40, you start hearing about things like, early onset dementia and Alzheimer's and heart conditions and high blood pressures and diabetes, and they all start to come in. So when we do certain things, we start to think, uh-oh, am I slipping? Why didn't I remember that? And we start to call ourselves names, right? Start to call ourselves things like airhead, and that is not the way to respect yourself and love yourself at all. So, one of the things that I touch in the 30 days too, a greater self-love, is, watch yourself talk. Because we say things to ourselves we would never say to another human that walked the planet. We can be so hard on ourselves. So, remember, cancel, delete. Erase that last thought and put in a positive one, please. And even this energy, the more you are with a negative mindset for your company, the more this brain fog can kind of set in. It somehow triggers it to take you just kind of into a no man's land of really being able to focus on anything that you really want to focus on, make decisions, and have that sharp analytic kind of thinking. Okay, enough jabbering, Tilly. Get to the cards already. Okay, I'm getting there. Our shadow card, look at this, making the impossible possible. So I would say, I hope you're getting up early this morning. I hope you set the alarm clock, even if it was a no alarm clock day, to maybe hit that ground running, because that's really going to pay off absolutely today, because this is one of those days where we can make the impossible possible. We get the clarity, we get the understanding, we get the knowledge in. Remember, Scorpio is there also asking us to scratch beneath the surface, right? Get to the truth of the matter. Get to the black and white, so that you can transform, so that you can maybe allow a death of one part of your life in order to have a rebirth in a brand new way, in a special way, in a way that you crave, you desire, that you want to step into. Absolutely. Our first card is the Seven of Wands, and we are making these declarations today of where we want to go. Now, be careful. If we drag this out to the evening, it might be very complicated to even get the right words to use to express where you want to go, what kind of support you want behind you, how you want them to be a part of your path. The words, just like I'm having problems now putting the one word with the other word and getting them to combine to make sense for you, so you understand, right? So I would say this should be something that's done earlier rather than later if you are going to talk about your path forward, wanting the support of another. We have the Ace of Cups. It's definitely about thinking of our new dreams forward. Remember, we are in new moon energy, so every day can be a very new beginning to a new start in your life. What do you want to step into? Okay, and we have time to think this over, so take a deep breath. Okay, and when it feels right, you'll know it. You'll know it in your gut. You'll think of one situation, and as you think about it, now turn to your body. Okay, are you smiling? Are you clenching? Are you breathing nice and easily? Is that there's that pit in your gut? Pay attention to what your body is telling you. Okay, because you may not hear the words come in, but definitely your emotion will give you key points on what is good for you and what is not so comfortable in the long run, what you truly want to do. The Ace of Cups is about embracing new beginnings, new starts, to anticipate, especially under a 22 energy. Anticipate. When you start under a 22 energy, I mean, that's a beautiful energy to start any kind of new beginning, any kind of new start. It just kind of gives it a little sprinkle of magic that would not be there otherwise. So definitely look at your goals, look at your dreams. Once again, I'm going to say this, do this earlier in the day than in the evening. But if we do it in the evening, we have a little bit of brain fog. What comes out instead? Like don't fall victim of, and falling down that rabbit hole of thinking that in some way your mind is starting to slip, or you're just not being coherent like you used to, or you're not clear-minded. We're not supposed to be clear-minded, but it puts a fog there, and ask yourself perhaps why that fog is there when you're trying to make that decision. What is that decision all about? Have I been making it subconsciously the same decision without thinking it? Do I need to make new decisions going forward? And we have the Lovers, so it's about embracing ourselves, embracing our passions, embracing our dreams, our desires. Yes, this could be also growing a relationship stronger, a partnership stronger. But when I'm doing a collective reading for everybody, I would have to expand it more than just the relationship, which is, what we think of first when we see the Lovers card. Let's go to our oracle cards. The deck doesn't want to all come here. Okay. So we got Nature's Whispers here. This deck can be amazingly beautiful in many ways. The write-ups are gorgeous. The artwork is phenomenal. I love the pictures within the pictures within the pictures. There was so much there. I was at a beautiful Soul's house today, and they were showing me some artwork that they did. And it was just waves and some seashells, and it was just gorgeous, though. And all the different animals and shapes and pictures that were alive within these waves, and it was quite phenomenal. So, anyways, it's amazing what you can see within the picture. Sometimes when you look deeply, this artist went to no limits in some of these. I guess we should find out what the card is before I look it up. Catch your breath, the 15 energy. So stand back, breathe, right? Oxygenate that bloodstream of yours. Okay, and I think this is one of those cards that just have so much detail, and vigor is the word I heard in it. So let's get to the 15 energy here. Catch your breath. Take a break and enjoy a quiet period. This time can be used to regroup, recover, stabilize yourself. It's wise to keep in mind the fact that this is for a limited period of time. You are pausing to regain your footing. As you evaluate your environment, check to see if you need to clear any ill will with anyone. Ask for forgiveness, and be willing to forgive as necessary to move forward. Enjoy this downtime. Acknowledge the importance of recharging your energy so you are refreshed and ready to tackle life and any challenges that come your way. So, since it's not a great time for us to be mentally pushing ourselves forward, maybe it is a great time to relax, to take a breath, to kick back a little bit, to view our world a little bit, and be the viewer rather than the action, the lead player in it. Okay, allow healing to come in. Give forgiveness where it's needed. And usually the forgiveness begins with us forgiving ourselves for many things that we've been way too hard on ourselves for. Okay, so maybe it is a good time to pause and regain our footing. especially as the evening comes. It'll only be a couple of days, I think. I think by Friday evening it should be just about dissipated. But our animal today is the lynx, keeper of secrets. The lynx shows up. Am I going to be able to get the words in here? Because it's written kind of small. And I'm going to get a new computer. I know my volume hasn't been working. The computer's just too old. I've got a great mic and a great camera, but so long as it's plugged into this computer, I just gotta do it. So thank you for visiting my website and going into my store and purchasing readings and purchasing meditations and purchasing the publications I have, and even going over to the astrology section and getting maybe your natal chart, or there's a great one there. It's a handbook for parents for children 0 to 18 years of age, and it's an amazing. And so since I had 2 autistic children, I thought, well, let's see how good this is. And it was amazing how on point they were of, when they're a baby, you should stimulate their minds in this way, and when they're a toddler, try to put them towards these kinds of things, and as they grow into young adulthood, they're going to probably have these views that you can work with and build them as a stronger person. Just amazing. And that's in the astrology part, and that is I connected with a lot of the world's best astrologers to bring that to you. So, and it's extremely cheap for the reputation these people have. Okay, so if you went to them, it'd be thousands of dollars, probably, if you could even get in for a reading. So, but there's so many different things if you want to know how the goddesses fares, and anyways, I won't go into it all. But if you want to see how Chiron is in your life and how it affects you and how you can really work through the challenges that Chiron has given you in your life to be stronger and a healer, instead of maybe taking it all in and being all attracted to you, that you can have some space with the energy. Anyways, okay, so the lynx. Take time. Once again, we got take time out from the world and see the observer. Nothing can deceive you when you trust your knowing. You see others' secrets and keep them sacred. In silence and solitude, you will find your strength. So take time out from the world. We're being asked that again. We're being asked once again to be the observer. So in all of it, really, it's not about pushing ourselves forward today, but taking that step back, not making any hard decisions today, viewing the world from a different angle. Trust in your knowing. Nothing can deceive you when you trust in your knowing, and the Scorpio moon will really assist you with that kind of energy. You see others' secrets and keep them sacred. I think we can read between the lines. I think I said that yesterday about the Scorpio moon, that we can kind of get an understanding of what people are trying to say, even though they're not saying it out loud. So, and that comes in very clearly under Scorpio moons usually, where we get that aha moment, we get that little epiphany of what they're really trying to convey to us, and we get it at a deeper level, perhaps. In silence and solitude, you will find your strength. So, pull it back a little bit, rest a little bit, recharge your batteries if you must. It's not a day to, unless you start early in the morning, it's really not a day to make those big decisions in life. This is a time for observing your life, growing yourself in some new way. Instagram, thank you for everybody who has become a subscriber. All the information is in the box. If you want to subscribe and get your name thrown in the hat for possibly winning a free reading from me, I appreciate all the support. More stuff like this will be happening. I'm now looking at doing a dream retreat the end of October. So I will let you know where that is in case you want to join me in that. 4 different people have requested Texas. So I might be driving, from Canada to Texas. So if you're on the way, I can easily stop and say, hey. Things are growing, things are blooming, things are coming alive. And this is the time to push towards your goals and your dreams and take a chance on you, because this is a moment when we can see the successes on the other side, and that alone can motivate us into some great, possible, beautiful new futures. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.